Okie dokie. Hello everyone. Right. Just bear with me. I'm just going to get my Instagram happening. I always forget how to do it. Okay. Hello everyone. We are live everywhere now. We are all sorted. All right, so welcome into the training today for our hair help on Mondays. For those of you who don't know me, I am Meagan and I am the owner and your support at the Hair Academy. So today we are going to be talking about, I was talking to the girls in my in the academy today because we had our live training for the month where we do our Q&A. Everyone who's a member gets to ask questions or advice on how you would do a style and all that sort of stuff. So we had that today, and I was saying to them that I was going to try and get my partner on here because I've got a babysitter at the moment because my mother-in-law is in from Melbourne, so usually we don't have any parents around. And so I thought she could look after the kids and I could bring Tom down and I could teach him how to curl hair, right? And then that way you guys get to see exactly how I would teach anyone and how I teach you in the academy how to curl hair. And as a bonus, then he can curl my hair. So it's a win-win, but he was too scared to do it. So sorry about that. I thought maybe I could get my 4-year-old to do it, but I was like, I don't think that's very safe. As much as I'm confident that I know how to teach people well, it's just it's a bit too hot to handle, I think, for a 4-year-old. So maybe when she's 5. All right, so I thought I will just teach you the same techniques as I would if he was here. So maybe next time I've got a babysitter, he will do it for me. Anyway, so I've got my mannequin here. I'm just going to move this over so we can all see. So I'm going to basically take you through exactly if you're a complete beginner with your straightening irons and doing curls. I know it's a little bit harder for makeup artists than it is for hairdressers. Hairdressers is kind of like our go-to that we are taught from the get-go how to do it. Just because you're a hairdresser does not mean that this isn't going to be good for you. I teach a lot of hairdressers all the time, and these key little tips actually really help, okay? They help get the right direction when you're curling, but they also help just to be able to get in and do the curls quickly and efficiently, okay? Without losing hold, without losing a beautiful curl with no flyaways. You can still have all that, but you can do it quickly if you're doing these little techniques. And they're very easy, simple techniques, but they're techniques that when you use them, you'll be like, oh, that's so much easier, you know? Those little ones that we like. So I'll take you through that. I'm not going to do the whole head, obviously, but I'll go through and do one side and the other side just so you can see the reverse, okay? So it's exactly the same techniques, but reversed, okay? So I'm hoping that I'll have enough room in my Facebook Live to do this. We'll see how we go. So I'm going to go this side first. No, I'll do the other side first because that's going to be easier to show you first, and then I'll reverse it. I'll bring her over here. All right. So it's going to be a bit tricky. Oh no, there's plenty of room. All right, so I'm going to go on this side first. So I'm going to be doing it away from her face. If you do want any more in-depth tutorials, I'm not going to go super in-depth into techniques like I did a couple of weeks ago. If you're wanting that, you can watch that one from 2 weeks ago on a Monday. The replay will be as a reel on my Instagram. Or just comment and I will send you a link for my in-depth training anyway, so with the straightening iron. So it's a really good one if you want to dive a bit deeper into that. So, but for now we're just doing like those little techniques of the actual place, like holding the iron and the placement of the iron, okay? So if we're doing this side, so it's her left side and mine, I'm standing here, left hand. So when we're going to do it, obviously get a nice clean section, we're going to be putting the iron down, okay? So the tip of the iron goes down to the floor. Now the way that we're holding it is so that our wrist, our elbow is up. So our elbow is going up to the ceiling and the tip of the straightener is going down to the floor. So that's the easiest way to remember that, is you're going to be doing opposites. So a lot of people, and myself included, you get a bit complacent and I have the elbow up, but with the elbow up it glides so much easier. And if you're struggling to get it to work, as soon as you put your elbow up, so when I go through and do live trainings, as in person trainings with hairdressers and makeup artists, I actually will go through, and if just by lifting all those elbows in the room, they're just like, oh, and it just makes so much more sense. So that's the biggest tip. So we're going to be putting our iron down, elbow up, and our wrist is so that we can move it towards ourselves. So we're not going to start like this. If you start like this, you've got nowhere to go apart from that way, which is on the face, which is the wrong direction for right on the face there. If anyone has any questions as I go, let me know. I can see it on Instagram. On Facebook Live, I can see there's a comment there, but I don't know how to check it. Sorry about that, but that will save on Facebook, so I can get back to that later. But Instagram, if you have any questions as we're going, please feel free to ask me. All right, so as we said, make sure you've got enough scope to bring that iron back towards you, yeah? So putting it down to the floor and clamping it, and you're gonna have a very soft grip. You're not going to grip it so hard that it's really hard to pull around, okay? And you're going to pull it around a complete 360, that is, isn't it? Yeah. And then you're going to go down, all right? So you're going to go right down and out to the floor. Oh, we missed it on Insta. Now I'm just going to go back in there and just strengthen that a little bit because it was a little bit shallow. So that's our standard curl technique, yeah? So it just, her hair's super gritty because it's got a bit of product in it. If you do find that you're getting like really kind of jolty, it's obviously too much product, you can get your tongue out instead. Or sometimes it'll just grab when their hair is really dry. So put a bit of shine spray or a nice thermal shield that you've got to put on it, just to shine it up a little bit, make it a little bit more slippery to get through. So again, putting it through. So I use this cold tip here to turn it around once, and you'll notice I don't keep turning it. So I just come out and down into the floor. So I don't keep turning it. It doesn't do anything to turn it anymore, apart from confuse you and get in your way. So just that once and then bring it around. So you're doing a whole 360 there before you bring it down. Sorry, yeah, we're back. Yeah, so you're doing the whole 360 before you bring it out and down, okay? If you keep going, you're just gonna confuse yourself. It's gonna be hard to do and it's just not gonna be fun. Sorry, the connection's bad tonight. I've never had that before. So yes, that's the main thing, is having that elbow up. It helps you with your direction of where you're going to put that curl, as in down to the floor and around. So I use the cool touch through here. If I find that it's getting a bit grabby, I'll back off my, this is an extreme situation. I wouldn't take my whole hand off completely, but just to show you, I will alleviate some of that pressure here, because that's what's making it really tough to do, if that makes sense, through here. So I kind of turn it and put the balance between the cool touch and my hand here, and mainly the cool touch lightly. Yeah, so I don't even have to hold that iron. That's how much you don't, it's more of a guide than it is pressure. All right. Any questions so far, guys? So that's our standard curl coming away from the face. So if you don't want it as curly, you can either go for your wider iron, or just don't do it as much. So you can do like a 180 and then pull it down instead of like a full 360. Feel like if you want it softer though, you're better off just to, oh, I've lost it again. If you want it softer, you're better off just to get your bigger tong or your larger iron out. Right, so that's our side there. Now I'm going to show you the other side. So it's slightly, sorry, it keeps cutting in and out, guys. I'm going to try and wait till it comes up before I talk again if it cuts out. So our other side, I can sit down for this because we're going to do elbows down, so it's really hard to do on the other side, right? With sorry, this side if you try and do your elbow up. So this side. So to get that same direction and the same type of curls, I won't go too far into this because I did in that 2 weeks ago one on a flat base curl and a volume curl. So this is a volume curl, so it's popping that volume out first and then continuing, rather than a flat base that would be, if I was doing a flat base on this side, I would have my elbow up again and I would go through like that. So it's, see that, it's flattening that base first, then the pop of volume comes through. But I want to match it, I want it the same. So I'm going to do a volume curl through here. So I'm going to have my elbow down and the tip of my iron up. Yeah, so it's a complete opposite to what I did on this side. So iron up, turning it around. So really important that you wait for this hair here to come back around, and you can use your finger as a guide here to go this way. And now I'm just turning it around just to do that edge. You can go down because it's got nothing to do with the direction through here. If you want to touch something up, you can change it as long as you're still going the same direction. But this is still that volume curl through there at the roots. So is that making sense to everyone? Just in the positioning, it's more of, it's not a deep dive into how to curl the hair as in all the different techniques with product and all that sort of thing. It's more talking about the our body placement, basically, to make it even easier and quicker, so you can just smash it out, right? Rather than struggling with thinking about what direction you're doing, where you're standing, everything like that. If you are more of a newbie to this, this is the way to go to get you to do it nice and quick. And if you're a hairdresser or someone that's been doing curls for a while, next time you do your curls, just try it. So if you've got your iron facing down, stick your elbow right up and you'll see how much easier it is to do. All right, so again, iron up, and see how I'm keeping that up with my finger, and then it's super sticky and getting caught. It's actually my iron as well. My iron's super dirty. I need to clean it. So that's as well why it's grabbing, because it's hairspray on the edge that's warming up and getting sticky. All right. Curly. So that is, I'm just going to turn that off for a minute. So that is that. So that's how we get that pop of volume through there. If you were going to do the flat base curl, it would be exactly the same, but opposite again. So it can get a little bit confusing when you start going into your directions as well as your technique at the same time. But I will just quickly give you a little run over. So this one, I had my elbow up in the air and my iron down. If I wanted a flat base curl, I would bring her around and I would do, let's just get a new bit here. So I would do iron up, yeah? So I would actually flip my iron so I've got room to bring it around, yeah? So instead of up and just like this, I've got nowhere to go and I'm gonna get like confused and I'm gonna get in my way. So putting it up and flicking your wrist so you've got room for it to move back around, okay? So up, always think of that wrist, put that hair around, pull it out, and you're still bringing it down and out. Yeah, so it's the same technique with the elbow up or down depending on what you're doing, but obviously that's just going to produce two different curls whether you're putting your iron down this way or up this way. So basically if you're doing a hairstyle, well that was off. Basically if you're doing a hairstyle, your elbow needs to either be up towards the ceiling or down to the ground, okay? That is what is going to change in the way of your technique and how you hold your irons. It's a massive game changer. So next time that you're curling, and send me a DM and let me know how you went with it. Because yeah, as soon as I said, go around the room when I'm training hairdressers, sorry, it's just paused, I'll wait. I'm back. Yeah, so when I'm teaching hairdressers around the room, as soon as I lift their elbow up, it just makes so much more sense and they can just finish that curl properly. So elbow up or elbow down, and that will help you. If it's uncomfortable, if it's not working, you're going the wrong direction. Or if you're doing the curl and it's going in the wrong direction, like you keep picking the hair up, sometimes this will happen when we're talking about directions. And if you're doing a curl that's going towards the face when you didn't want to go towards the face, you need to change the exact opposite to what you did, okay? So it can come back around, because that's the only way that you can do that curl. So I hope that helps. Yeah, that biggest takeaway is just your directions and your elbow. So not always having your elbow down. Elbow up on one side, the other side you're gonna have elbow down, okay? Yeah, and all those other little tips and tricks that I gave you guys a couple of weeks ago with clean sections, that is always going to be your best friend when it comes to curling technique, because all those other hairs aren't going to get in your way and aren't going to, all those other little hairs aren't going to get in your way, and you're going to be able to, you know, wrap that hair around that once and bring it down without any other hair getting in your way. So that's my kind of big tip for today. If anyone has any questions, please let me know. If there's anything that you've come across when you're curling that you want some help with, or yeah, anything, let me know. I'll hang around for just a second if anyone's got any questions. I'll just try and get the Facebook comments up and see if I can see anyone here. Alright, cool. No, I think that comment was me automatically commenting. Oh, don't you love that? Alright, perfect. Cool. Well, if anyone wants any more in-depth tutorials on curling, so this really was more about body placement when you're reaching for your irons to do your curls. If you want any more in-depth curling tutorials on really mastering how to do a curl with your irons and getting them without flyaways, send me a DM and I'll send that link off to you, and you can have that for free. It's I think it's about 8. It's supposed to be 7, but I think I have another one in there. So I think it's 8 video tutorials of separate little kind of mistakes that you would make. If you're struggling with flyaways, these are generally the mistakes that I see people doing, and I show you exactly the opposite of how to do it. So if you want that, send me a message or comment on this post and I will send it over to you. All right, have a good night, guys. I will chat to you later.